Welcome back to Boruto, Anime Review, episode number 224. This review in the 224th episode of the series, the Legend of the Monster Cat. Yeah, this one's an odd one to say the least, and you're thinking, how the heck would this series be, this one? Well, mainly because the focus on the character was Wasabi. Oh. Well, it's Wasabi. Yeah. She's from a clan known as the Enzo clan, and for some reason, I'm not really sure why the heck this is, that apparently her clan's got this secret jutsu, which they do show up in the episode, and I will get to it. Don't worry about that. Yes. Now, first you have Iwambi basically just preparing. He's like egging the go. He really wanted to get the match. You get started right away with the match. Wasabi, not really no, and of course, well, she's definitely prepared for it. That was until her parents decided to pay her a visit. Yes, seriously, her parents paid her a visit in a locker room. Now you're thinking, okay. Now they did mention in the last I think it was either in the last episode. I think it was last episode. They mentioned there's not going to be any spectators. I mean, aside from the regular getting who are there, I'd say probably that there's actually spectators there. Well, it's Wasabi's parents and her grandmother, who she has a lot of respect for because she's the head of the family. So of course you have respect for her. And we also have more spectators in the form of Gaara's son Shiki. Yes, Shiki and his team, making their first appearance since, I think it was just before the time slip that was last, and these three showed up. It was actually in the standalone episode. It was an episode that featured Team 10 and Shiki's team working together to find some puppets that were left behind. This was, I believe it was an Aftermath episode. I think actually it was not after time slip. It was actually just after time slip. It's one of these Aftermath episodes because Kara wanted to get their hands on one of these puppets because, of course, one of Shiki associates left it behind. I don't remember the guy's name. It's Milo Watson. Remember his name. So basically, they were collecting the Hidden Leaf Village and Hidden Sand Village were working together to get all these puppets to make sure that the other nations can get their hands on them. And that was the last time Shiki appeared in the series. And he does mention this episode of him and his team becoming shonin since then, because they had one. And he mentions basically kind of a mild insult. That guy's a little too slow. Which, that probably is true. May took a while for Naruto to agree to do this. Probably because he was busy dealing with Kara. Yeah, that's a good reason why. So, they tell about this legend of the monster cat, where it sort of possesses you. Which, like I said, I will be getting to that. So they have the match, and we have a pretty decent match between Iwambi and Wasabi, where they fight for a little bit, and of course, where her parents have high expectations of her to possibly become Hokage. Now, it's like, okay, amazing somebody from great families. Like, she's not from a great family like, let's say, Naruto is. That's definitely true. Sakura is kind of the same way in the case with Wasabi, because her mother is not from one of these great families, because Sakura's family runs a bakery. Yes, seriously. That is what the Haros basically are known for. That's basically their business in the Hidden Leaf Village. There's no mention of these two becoming ninjas. They possibly were ninjas at some point. I mean, it's kind of similar. Now, in the case of, let's say, Ina, for example, despite the fact her parents ran a flower shop, they were in fact a big-name clan, and they are, in fact, a big-name clan in the actual Hidden Leaf Village. But not in the case of Sakura's. Well, I'm sure the bakery is probably well known, but it's probably not one of these big ninja families. And apparently, according to her, this is of course prior to the match, basically no one, now there have people from her clan who have become shonin. But here's something interesting though. Nobody from her clan has ever become a jonin. I'm like, really? Nobody. As long as this village been around, known for a clan has made Jonin. I mean, look at, let's say, the Uchiha or the Hyuga. I'm sure they got plenty of Jonin from their clans. I'm sure a lot of the other, like, Hidden League 12, I'm sure a lot of their families, basically, are from like that, too. You wonder who also is not from a great ninja family besides Sakura? Sai. Yes, Sai. Because he was an orphan. Which, by the way, he appears in this episode standing to Naruto's right, while Shikamaru stands to his left, and Konohama replaced referee. So, by the way, when Wasabi's grandmother shows, it's like she's a ghost. Like, she just pops up out of nowhere. Like, what the heck is this? Yes, it's almost like she's a ghost, but everybody can see her. I thought this was kind of weird. And plus, how old is this woman? So, apparently when I think it's Iwambi or it's Wasabi who were basically saying some negative things about the Enzo clan, Wasabi's mom puts her hands over the grandmother's ears, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's probably like, nothing." Yeah, that's what she's probably thinking. So, and of course, talk about something being impossible, like become Hokage. Look at Naruto. He became Hokage. Yeah, he's a freaking genin. So, Wambi decides something really stupid. What do you mean stupid? He basically forms his sledgehammer, which, by the way, this sledgehammer can actually, if it hits somebody, it can actually break their freaking limbs. Because of how powerful this thing is. Now, what does it do with it? Smash the ground! Smash, smash, smash! And what is it doing making this? Making a giant cat statue. I am not kidding about that. That's seriously what he does. After a while, he just collapses due to running out of chakra. And of course, Wasabi, before the whole cat statue thing, of course, they're arguing, and of course, they tussle for a bit, and then of course, the scroll falls. This is an old scroll. So then she finally uses it, and the way it seems like it's very similar to Naruto going into his Kibe mode when it has Kurama come out, like while still being inside Naruto's body, basically go up like a spirit form. It's very similar to also this giant cat that basically is transformed into has got a thing that says Tenryu on it, which that's interesting. Given the fact Ryu is the actual currency of the Naruto world. So she uses her ability to smash the cat statue, and of course she basically wins by default because the Iwami collapsed due to lack of chakra. She never even hit him. It was like never like some big strategy. It just basically her overcoming basically her expectations. I'm sure she probably will become a Hokage due to the fact saving Iwami's life. And I'm sure with that powerful jutsu, she probably will become a very, let's just say, very reliable Chunin. If she becomes Chunin, we'll find out soon. Now, you might think, okay, I'm talking about this episode, and there's no mention of Boruto and Mitsuki. Well, they do briefly appear in the episode, just before the end of the episode. I will get to that, don't worry. So, and of course, Sadara is worried about Mitsuki and Boruto. When do they finally show up? And of course, they're wondering what the next match is. So, round 3 is going to be Sadara Uchiha versus Chocho Amaraki. Yes, the two best friends are going to clash. Oh, before this, Shikamaru points out, though, that the rivalry between Wasabi and Iwambi is very similar to between Naruto and Kiba, which, yes, that is indeed true. Yeah, this is very similar. But Naruto never did something this stupid as basically form a giant cat statue. I mean, if you think about it, Iwambi is definitely like Naruto in a way. And Wasabi, where, here's the thing, they kind of confirm she's, in a way, here's the weird thing about this. Her parents don't have the cat teeth. Which I thought this is kind of weird. Now, it was highly suspected that she might have been the daughter of Kiba. That was a rumor swirling around for the past few years. This episode confirmed, nope, her father is not Kiba. You would think, though, because her face is very similar to Kiba, but nope, she's not Kiba's daughter. This episode confirmed it. So, All that theory people had for years that Wasabi, based on her similar abilities to Kiba, that she might be Kiba's daughter. Nope. Not even part of the same clan. Not really. I mean, similar thing, except Kiba's kind of deals with dogs, while in the case of Wasabi's clan, that mostly deals with cats. It's similar, but not exactly the same. So, yes, I do like it that we do confirm that she is in fact not Kiba's daughter, because that was something in the series that was never officially confirmed. Like, that was a theory someone wrote out there, based, like I said, based on her abilities. And if you look at, let's say, her close friend who was part of Susumori's group, the one who was the whiner, like her, I'm not really sure who. Like, there's nobody to suggest that she's related to somebody. I mean, the only characters you can confirm who are in fact offspring of famous characters is Boruto, Mitsuge, Sadara, Chocho, Inojin. I'm trying to think. Metal Lee. I mean, like, a good chunk of them per se are, yes, but not every single one of the new generation characters are in fact an offspring of a character from the previous series. Well, Mari herself does occasionally appear in the series. Yeah, she's an offspring of a character from the previous series, but she appeared previously. But she's not a character who's original to this generation, even though she's practically like 2 years older than Boruto. Actually, more like 3 years older than him. So you can kind of say she is part of the generation, but she preceded all these kids. Yes. So a lot of the really big name characters are in fact, well, offspring of famous characters, but not every single one. And some have said that Susumori is sort of a Hinata clone. Kind of is, but not really. For one thing, she is not part of the Hyuga clan. Aside from the fact that she's got an affection for Boruto, aside from that and the fact they both got the very similar hairstyle, there's nothing else to compare between the two of them. For one thing, Hinata was deeply in love with Naruto for years, since they were freaking kids. Sumori didn't meet Boruto until he joined Ninja Academy. It wasn't like when they first met, but by the way, it was mentioned in the last movie of how they first met. Basically, Naruto met Hinata when he saved her from bullies. That's according to the canon explanation. Susumori didn't meet Boruto until they became part of Ninja Academy. Yeah, so in case anybody still has that theory of Susumori being a Hinata clone, she isn't. Hinata was never interested in science at all. She was just basically a good ninja, who actually started as kind of weak, but got a lot better over time. Yes, and you might think, okay, what about the guy who's like Kakashi? Aside from the fact he's a fan of Kakashi, he's mostly a student of size. Mm-hmm. His teammates, not much is known about them aside. I mean, that group of characters, I would love to see a story focus on them a little more, maybe develop them. I mean, there are teams in this series I personally would love to see development for. It's just that basically they don't get time for some characters like that. Yes, it's so that as far as I can tell, this is one character aside from the one standalone episode that he had a team focus one for him. There has been zero development for him at all. Like, a lot of new characters don't get hardly development at all. I kind of wish they did, but time will tell basically when it will happen. But excuse me, I'd say with this episode that I would say the one character who actually got developed, who actually developed this episode, was Wasabi. She got some character development. Which, if you think about it, prior to this episode, she got none. She got tiny hints here and there, but this is by far her good character spotlight for her. Iwabi got no development at all, aside from the fact, oh yeah, he always become a Kage. I mean, who he's second person in this group, basically does. But I do like it. Now, it's going to be interesting now to see the fight between Chocho and Sadara. These two have been very well developed over the course of the series. Unlike who we fought in this episode, where the development has been very little, tiny bits here and there. I think Iwabi has had a few episodes of development, but Wasabi has never had one before this one. But I do like the fact that they're developing. As for them fighting each other, this is something quite interesting, though. These two have been rivals. Like, these two tend to argue a lot of the time whenever on screen together. Like, and this happened a few times. And I like the fact they actually kind of fought in this episode, but not a real fight per se. It's almost like the animators did not want to do a fight between a guy and a girl, like an actual physical knockout blowing fight. Like they'll have the girls fight each other, no problem, or the guys fight each other. The guy versus woman, like, no, we're basically just gonna do this. I mean, the fight itself, the fight I had in the episode was okay, though I'd say of the two fights so far, the first one based upon intelligence. This one basically is based upon, well, developing one's character. But next week should be interesting, and hopefully soon Boruto and Misuke will show up. Yep. So yes, that's the particular view. Yeah, this is also surprisingly my longest video for anime today because there was a lot to talk about here. Because, well, it's two original characters for this series fighting each other, unlike last week where you had one character who is the original character of this particular anime, while the other one is first appearance in the Boruto movie. Yep. But until you see you on the next video, which probably a comic corner at this rate. Okay, it's next video. Bye.